whenever you're ready.
Okay, we are ready.
It's pretty much it's my life story, you know, thus far. And there's a lot of music history in it, and a lot of punk and hardcore history, and a lot about New York. So, you know, if anybody is interested in the history of what New York was like when I was growing up, you know, this is a good place to start. You know, my friend Anthony Bourdain, he did the back page of the book, and he said, don't even try to talk about New York from the 1970s to 1990 if you haven't read this book, because you don't know shit. Now, for those of you who know Anthony Bourdain, you know that he knows what's up. The guy's not stupid, and he's been around for a long time. So when he said that, that was a great compliment to me. And all the people that I know from my childhood, they all said that the book was very accurate to the time period and the way I described it. They said I did a good job. So you know, I'm very happy with that. Yeah. I play hard, and I tear my fingers to fucking pieces. You know, yeah. If you look at my bass, it's covered in blood, and sometimes you have to suffer for your art, you know. And I bleed for my fans. I miss before the internet, it was much more like a family. I miss that. But other than that, you know, I mean, I'm still really just happy and proud to see that this style of music that we started doing, you know, so long ago, that it still has meaning to people, and that's more than I expected. You know, I wasn't thinking so far ahead when I was writing this music. You know, I didn't think that, you know, I didn't even think I was ever going to play outside of New York. You know, I mean, I didn't have any big ambitions, and I certainly didn't think that, you know, 30 years later, people would still care. You know, I didn't think that we were going to be, you know, an influence on big bands. I didn't know, you know, I didn't think bands like Metallica or whoever the fuck would know who I was, you know, so. But I missed in the old days, you know, it was a little different. You know, if you saw a punk rocker on the street, you would automatically yell to them, you know, you would try to connect to them because there was so few. So you felt an automatic connection, you know, and now it's a little bit more, I don't know, I can't speak for the rest of the world, but in New York it seems like there's a lot more like gang type of mentality and shit, and I think it's kind of the opposite of what we started out, you know. The only reason we used to fight in the old days was to protect each other. Now, again, I'm just speaking about New York, you know, now it's not so dangerous on the streets anymore, so now the hardcore kids are kind of like fighting with each other. We didn't used to have that problem, you know. But it's good shit though. I'm happy. I'm just happy to be out playing, you know. You say, is there a surprise of this or something?
No.
Well, I mean, no, I don't know. Am I? You know, I just do what I do. You know, if people acknowledge it, then that's a beautiful thing. You know, but my favorite bass players in hardcore is, you know, Daryl from the Bad Brains, the bass player from Discharge, Rainey. You know, I have a lot of bass players I like. Most of them are not hardcore, but you know, I just try to do what I do. I do my own thing, you know. I started to discover jiu-jitsu with UFC 1 and UFC 2, so that would be in the early 90s, like 93, and I started training in the beginning of 96, so I've been training now for about 21 years. I got my second degree black belt, and I teach at the Renzo Gracie Academy, and yeah, it was a big life changer for me, you know. It changed everything, changed my philosophy on everything, and I made some of the best friends of my life through jiu-jitsu, you know. That's like two questions in one. Does this tour inspire me? Yes, it inspires me a lot. I'm so proud. I'm so flattered. I'm honored, and I'm humbled that after all these years, these people are still coming out to see me. Songs that I wrote 30 years ago, and people are still screaming the words to me. People who weren't even alive when I wrote them. I'm so proud. I mean, it makes me very emotional, you know. So I just want to say thank you to all the fans, everybody who's showing me all this love and support, you know. And what are my plans for the future? We have just a few more shows on this part of the tour. We go home, we have a few shows in America. I have 2 EPs that are coming out over the next few months, and I have about 16 or 17 new songs that we're going to try to record soon. And you know, I'm just loving life, man. I'm so happy just to be alive. You know, you get to a certain place when you've been through all the hard shit and all the bullshit, and then all of a sudden you're just grateful, you know. And but anyway, thank you all for coming out. I'm sitting here with my Santa Claus hat on, and I'm like dead serious. No, you know, Christmas season, man. I'm bringing all the cheers. I can't really answer that because I don't feel like anybody's forgotten. You know, everywhere I go, people seem to remember. I mean, you know, God bless the young kids and their new bands. You know, that's what keeps the shit fresh. That's what keeps it alive. That's what keeps it the evolution. But, you know, we have to always remember the masters. You know, we always have to remember our ancestors, you know. Just like with jiu-jitsu, it's always progressing. There's always new moves being developed, but we still have to remember where it came from. We still have to remember the masters. And, you know, just like I listen to jazz, I listen to all kinds of music. You know, you have to acknowledge the people that laid it down. But, you know, I love these new kids, you know. They're fun. And, you know, it's great to be out and playing. Absolutely. But one thing I will say to all the Polish fans out there is my grandmother's Polish, and I love my Polish blood. All right? I'm proud of my Polish blood. Polish motherfuckers are some of the toughest people on earth, and I'm proud of that blood that runs through my veins. Okay? And the most love I ever got was from her and from her sister. You know, and I'm just so happy to be here. They'd be very happy if they were alive. The first time I came to Poland to play, they were so happy. And to the fans, to the new kids, to the old kids, you said a message to the old school. Old school motherfuckers, keep it real. Show these young motherfuckers what time it is. All right? That's all I got to say. They think they know, but they don't know. They gotta know, so let them know. That's how we roll. Olaf, this is a message for you, young man. Santa Claus is real. And he is your dad. God bless you, son. Be a good person. Spread love. Don't be angry. Spread love. Be good to the world. Be good to other people. That's the only thing that matters. God bless you.